Gobeckli Tepe part 13. I'd love to wrap this up so we could get on to Karahan Tepe and the other Tepes, do a series on those. And I've also got 4 on the landscape Christianity to upload, which no one knows, which is actually the secret of the Lee line. That they have a perpendicular element making them a cross. But let's just do this for now. Okay, as you see, 600 videos, over 600 videos. Try and put 600 videos on YouTube. That's a lot of work, especially when you're editing and putting it together and researching. And, you know, I've been doing this since 2016 or 2017. It's fantastic. But let's get into this video. This video is amazing. Let's shine a light. Let's try and wrap up what we've learned. And a picture emerges. A picture emerges of a mountain temple of the technology god. Man's metamorphosis in Eden is his curse. Man must use the technology just to survive. Man is therefore an incomplete being arising out of the very old Gnosticism, which is the matter has become corrupt because the Demiurge has used the corrupt form of matter because he thinks he's God and he's actually tricked himself. Just like Locke, for example, has fooled himself into thinking he's God, or etc., etc., or Prometheus fooled himself into thinking he's God. Or, in other words, the helper God who created man has fooled himself into thinking he's God, and therefore he's been punished as well. And the story of that God's punishment is also mixed in with the Adam and Eve story. So Adam and Eve, it's multiple stories. Because the tree of knowledge isn't just a tree. The Eden story is at least 2 stories. It was first 2 stories. It's the gift of technology story. So Prometheus, Thoth, and he created man, and he because he created man in a certain way as a helper, he had to give him some technology to use. Tree doesn't necessarily mean plant. It's a number. In the Slav language, tree means 3. Even in English, tree means the number 3. And the mallet is a club as well. It's a piece of technology. The tree of life is a piece of technology. And that story is mixed up with the immortality story of Gilgamesh going underwater, talking to the half fish snake naga thingamabob, begging for the immortality tree growing in the ocean somewhere. And that story have clearly been mixed in together into the Eden story. How do I know? Because the technology story is otherwise absent in the Bible and present in other mythologies. Would you believe someone was actually coming on here and telling me that no, it's not. And I said therefore it's confused. And they said no, it's not confused. It's the perfect word of God. It is perfection. This self-important preacher hopped onto the comments. And, people always thinking it's a bit of a religious channel. That makes me confused. Now I'm the confused one. Anyway. Why does God say, you're going to make bread now. You're going to scratch the dust and you're going to eat bread now. You're not going to eat fruit anymore. Well, you need tools and technology and alchemy to make bread. And he's saying, look what you've done. You've got your technology, but now you got to make bread. And that context doesn't make sense if it's just about trying to steal immortality. I think the story's been simplified, and that's why it makes less sense. And you can see that. So all these are pretty much similar, and they're worldwide. Janus, Hanuman, Thoth, Thor, Sun Wukong, or Sun Viking, and Hercules. They've all got some divine instrument. Some of them carry a skin, and they're supernatural trickster gods who have to labour on earth as some kind of punishment. So let's look at these divergent traditions from Gobeckli Tepe. Janus is 2 heads, so we presume he's a hammer axe and a technology god, and he's a door as well. And you look at the technology they put into that 2,000-year-old door in the Lateran Church in the Vatican that was on the Roman Senate. Clearly in honor of Janus, the technology god. Anu. So we're talking about Anu as an alternative Thor. These are Januses. This is the Indian version of the monkey man. And he's similar to Sun Wukong. He can leap across continents. He can shrink things. He can become infinitely heavy, infinitely light. In other words, a god of mathematical measure in some ways, and weight measure, and dimensions of the planet. Tor. Like Sun Wukong's staff, Tor's hammer can shrink down to a manageable size, and he's a hero like Heracles, and he's a technology god, as we've established. The root is there, technology, tof. Heracles carries a skin, like that figure at Göbekli Tepe, and a club. The two things that he's holding are similar to the staves of Sun Wukong also. Tof, monkey technology. Hang on. There we go. So Toff gave us the calendar, the writing, and that's what Göbekli Tepe is. It is a calendar of anuses, of years and months, moons, Januses. So do you see the picture of Göbekli Tepe is emerging? Sun Wukong in China, he's basically similar to Hanuman in India, but he's a monkey guy. Look up Monkey Magic, the 70s show, the best show ever. His staff shrinks to a manageable size, like the hammer of Tor. They're all semi-naked heroes battling away, being punished on Earth for helping mankind in a technology way by the other gods, and these are the Demiurges who think they're God, or the Demiurge is someone even higher than that. And anyway, because this Gnosticism is ancient. Look up Evan Strong and Steve Strong's work showing that the Gnosticism is actually in the Australian Aboriginal legends. So Gnosticism, we presume, was a religion of Göbekli Tepe as well, and how Gnosticism thinks about what matter is how we should think the Göbekli Tepeans thought about what matter is like. Having said that, I don't think the Göbekli Tepeans are pre-Pythagorean era. The Pythagoreanism applies to Göbekli Tepe. I've seen some imperial measures in that as well. So tree can mean three. 1, 2, 3. 3 sides on the cross. He's a naked guy with a skin over his shoulder. So in this one, he actually does have a skin over his shoulder like Heracles, despite AI telling me Tor does not have a carrier skin, although he does here in this picture, like Heracles. And he's going to throw the returning hammer. Hammer was forged by 2 dwarves. What happened was Loki is looking down, and he nudged one of them, and so he dropped the hammer by mistake, shortening the handle. So actually at Göbekli Tepe, you see these short handles on the hammers. Here the hammer has 2 eyes because what's happening is the snake is giving it birth. It's pointing down. It's like these are the 2 tongs, and the snake is at the end of the tongs. The teeth is the tongs, and it's giving the tongs that are holding the hammer in the forge. And that's the amulet, the cross. Another amulet. Similar thing, you have the snake giving birth to the hammer, so the Naga is giving us the hammer. Same thing. See, they wore these thinking, okay, we're Christian now. Because that prophet's returned. This reaffirms our old religion. So let's start wearing those crosses. Let's dig up those old crosses and start wearing them again, eh? They're literally saying, this Christianity, it's actually our religion. Oh, and that prophet in Jerusalem confirms it, that this is that's our religion. That's why they became Christians so fast, because they thought they already were. All around Europe, they thought they already were. So, in the article on this, it says that guy says he's Tor, and I said, okay, that's proof that I'm right, that this is more evidence, but look at him. He's a typical dwarf with a funny hat and a beard, So I'm saying in this one, okay, yes, those could be tongs as well as those serpents or staves. So these are the tongs. So the word tong is similar to Tor, technology. Oops, what's happening? And this hammer that he's making has 1, 2, 3. It's the tree, the trio, the tree of life. Because you need the hammer to survive. If you don't have the hammer, you don't survive. So the hammer is mixed in with the tree of life somehow. So knowing all this, let's just have a look at a few pictures. Hammers in a kind of abyss, coming out of the abyss, emerging from the abyss, creating the world, creating the calendar as well, because we've shown that's and other people are saying that's calendar as well. It's zodiac, which means it's calendar. Just remarkable. Just remarkable. It's on a hill, so it's close to heaven. Hammers from heaven. The technology God gave us the calendar, gave us writing. So these Gobeckli Tepians, they had a calendar. These aren't Stone Age people. There's no such thing as the Stone Age. The Stone Age is just a post-catastrophe world. You can't go to sleep if you're cold. You can't, therefore, live if you're cold. You need to wear at least animal skins. You need to sew them together with needle and thread. You need to build a house with hammers to get warm, to get to sleep. I'm not sure we can survive on the planet without the technology that we're using. I think it'd be a bit difficult. So this is the Toff Temple, the Tor Temple. It's the Tor on the hill. In English, we still call it the Tor if it looks like this on top of a hill. We still call it that. It's a Tor. All right. So the staff of the Monkey King can go to different size. It's kept behind his ear. It can expand. It's called the As You Wish Gold Banded Cudgel. So he carries this around. It weighs 7,960 kilograms, making it impossibly heavy until Sun Wukong claims it and shrinks it down. So similar to Thor's hammer. And that's the name of the staff, Ryujingubang. And there he is on his cloud, sailing around the earth. And he's got this magical staff, and he's a monkey god like Toph. Technology, 155 hundredweight if we want to use what I believe is the megalithic measure. Incredible. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. So this video has been called A Picture Emerges. A mountain temple of the technology god. Man's metamorphosis in Eden is his curse. Man must use the technology gift just to survive. Man is an incomplete being because Gnosticism's corrupted matter. It's corrupted the hammer as well. There could be some Gnosticism with that hammer. That Loki is a corrupting force, stuffing everything up. And to conclude, the Eden story is clearly two stories because the technology element is missing. Who created the calendar? Where's the calendar? Where is that in the Bible? That's missing. That's mixed in with Eden. Thanks.